Here we go once again, backyard lessons with Coach McGee. 6th grade math. Today we'll be learning from Eureka grade 6, module 4, lesson 30. Module 4, lesson 30 from Eureka 6th grade math program. Student outcomes. Students will calculate missing angle measures by writing and solving equations. Lesson notes. This is an application lesson based on the understandings developed in grade 4. Those standards are 4.MD.C.5, .6, and .7. The 6th grade standards that we'll be touching on today on the applications of equations, 6.EE.B.5. Understanding and solving an equation or inequality as a process of answering a question, which values from a specified set, if any, make the equation or inequality true. That's what we're starting today. All right. First thing I want to touch on are 4 primary angles that we're going to talk about. The first is an acute angle. An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. Anything less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Less than 90 degrees. We have this small angle here. This angle right in here is smaller than 90 degrees, so this is an acute angle. In order for me to make this a 90-degree angle, I have to make that flush. This here, perfect square, perfect angle, 90-degree angle, 90 degrees. Anything larger than 90 degrees, look like this, is called an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle. Obtuse. All right, those are the first 2 angles that we're going to talk about. I'm sorry, the first 3, and the 4th is a straight line. This straight line right here. This straight line is similar to having 2 90-degree angles put together and opened up. This is 180 degrees. All lines are equivalent to 180 degrees. This right here, right angle, 90 degrees. Alrighty, so here's my first practice problem. Here I have a 90-degree angle, and I took another line and I split that 90-degree angle into 2 separate angles. This angle here, let's call it angle A. This angle here, let's call it angle B. All right, so here's what we'll do. Let's call this A, B, C, and D. All right, so we know that a 90-degree angle equals 90 degrees. So if this portion of the angle is 60 degrees, let's call this X. We agreed that X plus 60, X plus 60 equals 90 degrees. How can I find what X equals? X equals 30 degrees. 90 minus 60. X is 30 degrees. So if I gave you an example here, let's say I said angle A, which is here, was 50 degrees. What would angle B equal? 50 and X. 50 degrees and X. We know that the total is 90, the whole. 2 parts, X plus 50. What does X equal? If you guessed 40, you are correct. X plus 50 equals 90. X must equal 40. Here we go again. 90 degrees. One line splitting our 90-degree angle. Let's call this angle A. Let's call this angle B. Let's say that angle A, which is where I'm standing, angle A, let's call it 10 degrees. What does angle B equal? Let's put it on paper. We're still going to work part, whole. We have a 90-degree angle. Let's label it A, B, and C. Let's call it D. This angle here is 10 degrees. What does X equal? Part is X plus part is 10 equals the whole of 90 degrees. X equals 90 minus 10, which is 80. X equals 80 degrees. What did I do? I focused on getting X alone. In order to do that, I had to get rid of this positive 10. How do I get rid of positive 10 and make this 0? I combine positive 10 with negative 10. Well, if I do that on one side of my equation, I have to do it on the other side. So I did a minus 10 on both sides. This here now is X and 0. Here we have 90 minus 10. X is 80. Pause the video, practice on your own. Now, on to something new. Depending on what type of learner and thinker you are, you see either one 180-degree angle that is split, or you see two 90-degree angles. Two 90-degree angles combined equals 180. We know that the angle of a straight line is 180 degrees. So here's what I did for you. Let's call this angle A, and let's call this angle B. Angle A equals 90 degrees. Guess what? Angle B also equals 90 degrees. So, my question now is, what does the straight line equal? We're thinking in terms of part, whole. Angle A, 90, that's the part, plus 90 is a part, equals 180 degrees. Let's get this out of here. Oh, when throwing stuff goes wrong. We said that part plus part equals 180. 90 plus 90. If this is a true statement, you are in fact in the right direction. Let's get tricky just a little bit. I'm going to change this angle here. One thing we know for sure is that this straight line equals 180 degrees. Let's call angle A is 80 degrees. What would angle B equal? Let's figure it out. Draw the diagram. Let's call this A. Let's make that B, C, and D. Angle A, ABD, is 80 degrees. What is DBC? What is the angle of DBC? Well, thinking in terms of part, whole, I like to work mine from left to right. So I have 80 plus X. This is not a right angle anymore, it's a straight line. So it equals 180 degrees. Let's get rid of 80 with its opposite. X equals 100 degrees. Well, now let me check my work. 100 plus 80 equals 180 degrees. So far, I'm off in the right direction. Let me give you one to practice on your own. Make some adjustments here. Let's say we know we have a straight line, 180 degrees. It's broken into two parts. Let's call angle A 110 degrees. We don't know angle B. Let's do the math. Get that out of here. Draw the diagram. Let's call it A, B, C, and D. What did I say? I'm getting old now. Let's call it 130. 130 and X. I don't know if that's what I said, but let's just go with this. Part 130 plus X equals 180. Oh, we have big numbers now. 130 X equals 180 minus 130, 50 degrees. Let's check my work. 130 plus 50 equals 180 degrees. Last example. Uh-oh, I did something funny here. I'm usually good at tricking people. Hopefully I'm not good at tricking you. I know I have a 180 degree straight line. We understand that. This time, I got a little bit tricky. I gave you not one, not two, but 3 angles. One thing I know is that those 3 angles all added together. Now I have part, and a whole. I know that my whole is what? Hopefully you said 180 degrees. You better know this work. Angle A, 50 degrees. Angle B, X, we don't know. Angle C, also 50 degrees. How would that look? Let's solve this work. Come on, paper. Here we go. Here's your diagram. I have a straight line broken into 3 parts. Let's label them. I like to label A, B, C, D, and E. We said the angle ABD is 50 degrees. We said the angle DBA is unknown, and angle EBC is also 50 degrees. Part equals my whole. This is my whole. Okay. The whole is 180 degrees. So now I have 50 plus X plus 50 equals 180 degrees. I can combine 50 and 50. Now I'm working with 100 plus X equals 180. How do I get X alone? I have to get rid of this 100. It's a positive 100. So I'm going to do negative 100 to make it equal 0. If I do it to one side of the equation, I'll also do it to the other side of the equation. X equals 180 minus 100. X equals 80. Let's check my work. 50 plus 50 plus 80. Sorry. 0, 0, 0. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 and 8. 180 degrees. Here's what's about to happen. I'm going to show you these pictures right now. Give me a second. Let me jump off this deck. Oh! Let me show you the pictures. And I'm also going to post them for you to do on your own. You can pause this video and answer these questions. Here, they want you to solve for X. Angle ABC equals 90 degrees. This is the 90-degree symbol. Here, we have 2 straight lines. We have straight line here and a straight line here. 115 plus Y equals 180. 115 plus X also equals 180. We have more problems here. Problem number 4. My favorite of favorites. It says that there's a ratio. There's a ratio of 4 to 1. I had a marker. I don't know where it went. See what happens when you get old? Alright, so we're going to solve this problem right here. It wants us to use a tape diagram. We're going to just write on a piece of paper. It said the ratio said that there's an angle that measures 90 degrees. That's angle A, B, and C. It said it has a split. It has been split into 2 angles. It says angle A, B, and D. Angles A, B, and D, and angles D, B, and C. The measure of the 2 angles is in a ratio of 4 to 1. 4 to 1. Here's how I solve it. I know, let's start with this angle. Let's say that this angle is x. The ratio from this angle to this angle is 4 to 1. So this is 4 times this. How do I solve that? I'm still adding part plus part equals my whole of 90 degrees. I have moving too fast. 4x plus x equals 90. Combine like terms. Now I have 5x equals 90 degrees. It's not a subtraction or addition problem. It is a multiplication problem. So I'll divide. I'll use the quick division to get to my answer. I'll divide by 5 or multiply times 1/5. However you want to say it. Just doing the quick math. So if I solve this problem here, I now have 90 divided by 5. X equals the answer from 90 divided by 5. Sorry for the bad angle. 1. I have a remainder of 4. 5 goes into 40 8 times. Here's how I check my work. I said that x equals 18. If x equals 18, this angle here is 18 times 4 equals 72. Is it true that 72 plus 18 is 90? Absolutely. Well, thanks for tuning in. Grade 6, Module 4, Lesson 30. Thanks for tuning in. Now I want you to solve your exercise work, then complete your problem sets, and your exit ticket will be graded. Thanks for tuning in.